we're going to be making an extreme road trip from North Alabama to Houston, Texas. We're primarily visiting family on this trip, but along the way we'll be visiting Fairhope, Laurel, Mississippi, Galveston, Texas, hitting some sightseeing, some tourist attractions, and lots of restaurant reviews along the way. Enjoy, and please like and subscribe. First stop on our journey is down to Fairhope, Alabama. We actually visited Gulf Shores this spring. Wanted to go back to Fairhope. It wasn't that big of a difference in the trip, so we made Fairhope the first stop. Found a kind of a smaller chain hotel called the Key West Inn in Fairhope, Alabama. It's an old school style hotel with just parking front, upstairs, downstairs, real simple layout. Very clean hotel, very nicely managed. It's dog friendly. For just $25 a night, you can bring your small dog with you. They have bags there for the waste, and again, very clean, very updated rooms, all those things. A pretty standard hotel room. Is also extremely affordable, so that was another plus. We just needed a night to rest our heads. My only complaints were a little bit, there's a gap underneath the door. If the person next door was noisy, it might have been a problem. Fortunately, it was a state trooper, so we had no problems. Again, everything you need to spend the night, plus a little extra, just what you expect in a modern hotel. The only downside is the beds are a full size, so that made it pretty tight for everybody sleeping. We're used to at least a queen bed, but that would be my one knock on it. I probably wouldn't come back here if I had my whole family, just because of the tightness of the area. But other than that, for basically $100 a night plus $25 pet fee, you simply can't beat it. It's also minutes to downtown Fairhope, which was great. We were planning to go to a park and check out the water here, but after the long drive after church, we just didn't feel like it. So I went to pick up something to eat from a place that was recommended the last time we were here. It's known as Bone and Barrel, kind of a hamburger sandwiches place, lunch kind of place. This was Sunday night. One of the few things open in Fairhope on a Sunday night, so we grabbed food there. We had a chicken sandwich, a ham and cheese sandwich. The fries were good. They're kind of funky and good. The girls really like their meals. My meal, I wasn't a fan of. It's kind of like a French dip with shrimp on the top. Really salty. The fish po' boy thin grouper. So probably should just got the hamburgers, but we can't recommend it. Day 2, we went back to downtown Fairhope because I really wanted to go to Panini Pete's. This is one of those Triple D recommended restaurants, and if you're ever traveling, I don't think I've ever not liked a Triple D restaurant. Maybe one down in Key Largo, but for the most part, Triple D is always a winner. This is Panini Pete's. We weren't here last time. I really want to go here. What I didn't know is they're extremely dog friendly. Beignets are what they're known for. We got those. They were delicious. I had like a breakfast sandwich. It was excellent. But the best part is that outdoor eating made having your pet there real easy. Just know if you do bring your pet with you, there are some cats here. If your dog isn't a fan of cats, ours is used to cat, didn't bother her. Also, while I was waiting, I found this golf cart rental place I didn't notice last time we were here. So if you're in Fairhope, that might be a cool idea for you because it is very golf friendly. But we had a great time stopping back in Fairhope. Next leg of the trip, just a lot of driving from basically Mobile on over to southern Texas. Close to Houston is our final destination. That was a lot of driving that day. I got to see a lot of the part of the country I had never saw before, and as my daughter pointed out, the South looks a lot the same. Now, what we weren't accustomed to is a lot of the industrial stuff, the oil refineries, the cargo ships, just not something you see growing up in Florida, or not very much in Alabama either. I mean, there's manufacturing, but this is that area, Louisiana into that part of Texas, is a whole different world. But got to see a lot of land we haven't seen. It did make us too tired. I was planning to stop off in Baton Rouge and get some real authentic Cajun food. We got authentic Chick-fil-A. And just as a side note, Chick-fil-A was just as expensive as going out to eat in most instances. The next day, we drove through the Crystal Beach area, making our way to Galveston, Texas, to visit some things. I wanted to see the Texas coastline. That's kind of what I thought. Not that beautiful Gulf Coast we're used to in Florida, but it was neat to see. I know there's some good fishing. Wish I had time to do that, but maybe the next trip. On our way here, the quickest route from our family's house was actually taking the ferry over. So that sounded like fun until we ended up waiting for about 2 hours to cross on the ferry. Live and learn. After the ferry, we made our way to Moody Gardens in Galveston, Texas. This is a large complex resort area. There's hotels, there's places to stay. There's a huge water park. We were visiting the aquarium and the bird sanctuary, the two giant pyramids here. I'll include a link below, of course, if you want to check out all there is to do there and prices and all those things. But the aquarium, we're kind of are fans of the aquarium. I'm a fisherman, so it's fast. I like seeing game species swim. Just a really good aquarium. The way they have everything set up is easy to see the animals at multiple layers. So just sit back, enjoy the ride. two basically grown daughters, but they still can't resist a good gift shop. So I'm showing those in both the aquarium and the bird sanctuary. Their vote was the bird sanctuary was the better gift shop for what it's worth. We're now making our way to the bird sanctuary. Kind of cool view of the bay there, really pretty. There's actually things you could see before you actually pay to get in. A few birds, a few reptiles. So if you're at the area, you haven't paid to get in, you can still kind of poke around and see a few things. So again, the bird sanctuary was really cool, really neat. It was hot when we were there, but the overall experience, the plants, the animal life, it was probably better than Animal Kingdom at Disney World in our opinion. More to see. Of course, there's a small, of course, Animal Kingdom overall a lot better. I'm just talking about their little bird experience where you walk through and can see some birds. This was really neat. Besides the heat in July, really, really cool. Did I mention it was hot? at the Saltgrass Steakhouse for supper. I didn't realize when we were going there that this is actually a Landry family of restaurants with locations all over the country. But we had never eaten there, so it was a new experience for us. My favorite thing were these Range Rattler shrimp jalapeno cheese bite things. They were awesome. Steak was great too, but like this was something new. I've had good steak before. It was good steak. You can tell it's real quality meat. Everything was great. Service was great. So yeah, I would recommend this. So the next day we just spent some time with family. Didn't go anywhere, do anything. I did do a little fishing in Texas in a small creek. Did catch a little bass. My photo came out a little fuzzy, but just trust me, I caught a little dink. So I've checked off my bucket list, Texas bass. So, we're fixing to start the next leg of our journey, heading from Texas back towards Alabama, stopping off at Hattiesburg on the way. It's about a halfway point for us, and take advantage of being close to Laurel and visiting that area, checking that out. So, let's go. So, for the leg back home, we went across a lot of the same roads. My video crew, i.e. my daughters, took a nap, so we put Strawberry in charge of this leg. Enjoy. I didn't know what this place is called. Pyro's Pizza. Pyro's Pizza in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. Just quick, real convenient to our hotel right around the corner. I think they call this area Mid-City or something like that. It's real close to the college. Anyway, I'll check later and let you know, but I'm not sure if this is a chain. Probably is. It's kind of like a Subway. You walk in, they throw your toppings on, they have some options for you. I got the Hawaiian. The toppings are great, everything's fresh, staff is great, really quick pizza. I'm a fan of thicker crust, so that's my only ding on it. That's just a personal preference, but this is a very good topping, thick pizza. They had lots of fun options. Lynette got a salad, and she's loving it. It's like Nukes. It's the best way to describe it. And they have outside dining. They have outside dining for dogs, so that's convenient. Crushed ice, which is amazing on a hot day because it is hot in Mississippi. So I picked another hotel for this leg of the trip. Again, Airbnbs are hard to find for one night with an animal. So Hotel Indigo, it's part of the IHG family of hotels. I'm a rewards member there, so that's why I picked it. Got a little bit off my room for accumulated points. It's pet friendly. Had I not had that discount, though, it would have got really pricey at $75 a night for one animal. So bear that in mind. But because of my points, it allowed it to be an affordable stay comparative. And it was a very nice, clean, new hotel. We had no issues, no problems. Queen beds, lots of pillows, very comfortable mattresses. It was a good night's sleep, one of the best I had while I was away. Downtown Hattiesburg, trying to check it out a little bit while we had some time. It was really, really hot, and unfortunately, most everything downtown was closed at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So we had found some places, some stores my girls wanted to, and we ended up walking around until we stumbled upon a farmer's market. Now, this was kind of a small farmer's market. We did poke around and found a few things for breakfast that we got. Immediately afterwards, we found Burgers and Blues in downtown Hattiesburg. Great hamburger joint, really good staff because, again, the dog, there wasn't any outside seating here, so we took it back to the hotel. Really good burgers. If you're in Hattiesburg and want a burger, go to Burgers and Blues. Links are all down below. So next morning, we made our way to beautiful Laurel, Mississippi, from hometown show fame, Ben and Aaron's deal. So my girls have always wanted to visit there, and I kind of admit I kind of wanted to see Ben's shop. Everything is kind of like on the show. What you expect now is every corner beautiful and nice as their 3 stores. No downtown is, but it's a great downtown area. It's nice to see some everybody's hard work be fruitful. The Mercantile is the anchor store that they own. They like these things, probably my favorite thing in the store. They just had artwork, Laurel stuff, their books, their lines of stuff. Dog friendly. You can even get one of her hair things, which we actually did. But really nice, clean store. And pricing like you'd expect. They're fair, but, just a little bit of markup for their popularity, those kind of things. But great store. Girls enjoyed it. Their second store is the Scent Library. Has candles. Some of these are in the Mercantile store too, so it's like repeated items in some cases. But this is just extensive line of lots of really good smelling candles, if that's your thing. There's some real, on this side, real manly man scents. But again, downtown Laurel is just a classic downtown southern town. Lots of stores. Some aren't quite open where they're there, but we kind of beat the crowds and most of the heat. But there is plenty of shopping to do if that's what you want to do. You could easily spend probably a day and a half just going into all the shops. So this is the Scotsman. This is the hardware general store. This is like Ben's area. This is the manliest shop I found. It was neat to see the actual shop from the show. A lot messier than you think it's going to be. But they are actually in there doing some small things. Lots of apparel. Probably my favorite part was this soda cooler. So there's glass root beer and Cokes. A lot of various kinds. It was really neat. I was glad to see it. So this is definitely a must-do in Laurel. Really enjoyed it. Next stop was Southern Antiques. It's an antique and home store. It's heavy on like home and gifts. There are a few actual antiques, but mostly it's home decor, things like that. We found overall this is probably one you could skip. It was a little on the pricey side, but we did find official Laurel t-shirts. A lot of the employees and people around town are wearing them, so we're glad to pick those up. Next stop would be the Rusty Chandelier. Now, it doesn't look much from the outside, but once you go in, it's a really nice, neat antique/home decor store with lots of booths with several different vendors. We found a lot of good deals in here, a lot of artwork. Just you could spend a lot of time in here. We did, in fact, run into one of the stars from the show. She was very friendly, nice, let us take a picture. So you may get lucky like we did. We stopped at the Commissary. It is a typical Southern meat and two plate. You pick a meat and two sides, and it was fantastic. It was my favorite place we stopped at. Also, it was $9.50 for whatever you wanted on the meat and two. So we had really good Southern food. It was such a surprise, such a great restaurant, and really capped off a great trip. So this one, of course, gets the MillerBilt approval stamp. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. We do a lot of different things on our channel. It's not a one thing. Travel, woodworking, fishing, anything I'm interested in, we'll make a video about.